Well, it's the weekend, so it must be time for Max Chaos here on How Not to Game with Callie Jack. Yes, I'm getting the frog back in my throat. I'm Callie Jack, the gaming persona here for the David Rex channel, and this is the Simutrans Sessions, the Max Chaos 1969 game, where we enjoy making as much of a chaotic spaghetti trackage system as we can see. And we're doing fairly well. I mean, we've got some areas that are still not too spaghettified, though there's spaghetti out here. It's time to start looking at what else we can do. What else do we need to take and see? And it's time to get all those lineups made that we need to make for our game. So let's set us up and get set, get ready to go. Position my various tools from the bar spots I prefer them in. And let's take a peek at just how spaghettified we are. But first, finances. Last year, we did 336,000. We're not doing so good this year, but we'll need to see what's going on. Looking at our various trains, and let's filter by profit. So our least profitable vehicles are some of our passenger lines. And of course, the crisis dealt with Autocracker. We'll have to figure out what's going with those guys. Another thing we need to look at is our current service levels. And there are no factories we are not serving at the moment in the Chaos game, Max Chaos game. We're pretty good about keeping up on those here. It's time, though, to start looking at our communities and trying to figure out what we can do to increase or decrease or do some other things to our various second cup of coffee. First pot is currently going for those following Dave's caffeination. Callie Jack is getting caffeinated. Old Miss Castle stop. We've got, pretty much a lot of the things have been set up. We got the twin castles there, or the twin medievals, which is what do we call them? The arc ladder pair. And it's time to give this a good name. Hmm. Yeah, we're going to call that the coal counts. And then here we're going to change this to there we go, the King Chaos Manor and Castle Station there. little things we can do in the interim. I did do a little bit of groundwork while I was putzing around waiting for everything to load up. By groundwork, I don't mean I laid for new tracks. I mean I just did those, smoothing around tunnel entrances, things. And it's pretty good, pretty wild game that we've got set up here. Hmm. Oh, they just froze. Was all okay. So we're kind of looking around, enjoying the game, and trying to figure out what can we do next. Well, passenger lines. We've got Ashwell has a station opening. 3 of them. 2 at Central Station and 1 at the main station. And we're going to rename this to Ashwell. That's the Burbs station, and then this will become Ashwell Central. Or better yet, Chaotic Central. There we go. So, where do we want to go to? Well, it never makes sense to do things the right way. So, let's figure out what sort of connections we have. The Burbs has connections to the Wren and, of course, the Arc Glider. So that station should fire off to go sort of this direction somewhere. And let me tell you, if there was a spot that I would love to start servicing better, I've got an idea on it. That should tie in and be part of Scrapper's yard. Yes, cool. Skippy Scrappers. Yard and dock, because Skippy's letting people go through to get over to the dock. And you know what? That's a great idea. This is a perfect spot to launch over. But where do we want to connect that to? I got an idea. I think Ashwell needs a connection line to Pollingby. Ooh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Let's do that. Okay, how do I want to do that? Well, first, I want to do a long bridge out. Something like this. Put a signal block here. It's going to be a short train. reroute the roads here so that we can lay in the short train. Bridge over the rail because we don't really want to tie them in. And same stunt that we did there is looking pretty good for right there. We're going to do that dig down. And remain down in the ground. For a little bit longer. We're not going to do the climb right out of the tunnel like we did here. Why? Makes the chaos a little bit easier to take and create down the road. So let's get our sets that we need. There we go. Drive our 2 tunnels. Connect up our tunnels. Eliminate a sharp turn because, frankly, this is going to be a passenger line. I'm going to want him to get up to speed. A little bit of work there. There we go. And there's where we're connecting to. Perfect. And where do we got to go to dispatch yard? We got one right there. Let's take and do this. We need to put in the train stops at both ends. So let's come back down to here. We're going to do a 2-space train stop there. And I think I did a 3-space back up here. Didn't I? Yeah. We're going to take out one of those. Put those signals back in. And I'm thinking as much fun as some of these are, we're going to stick with Abros. Don't need as much with an Abro. So we're going to schedule this train to come from here. And I see a break in the line, so we'll have to come fix that. To here. I want 20% at both ends. And we'll start back up to Skippy's. And we got to fix that break. And we need a good name. Well, that's the Paul Ash Polisher. And he is cleared and going. Now we can upgrade the line to go a little bit faster. So that we do make money. And so that it's pretty much advertised that's our passenger line. A little bit of chaos, a little bit of chaos. What else can we do? Well, our ferry boat's not working too hot, is it? Let's take a peek at the ferries and see what we got. Could step up to a 660, but those are expensive as all get out. We'd have to have almost full passenger road every single time. I don't think I want to have full passenger load every single time. We could start running about 180 bags of mail in between the sites, but that would require setting up mail routes in town. We didn't do that. Down the road, I think I am going to set up a traditional passenger and service station. Our aerodromes are not doing too hot. Looking at them, yeah. And some of that is the same thing. We need to upgrade them lines a little bit. They may be short, and I may have said that they would not need to be fast, but they need to be fast. All right. What do we have that we can do next? Boy, wouldn't you hate to have this game to be the one you untangle? Oof. You know what really would be cool? Is if we were to run something, say, Ashstead to Ash Lock, or better yet, New Cross. You know what? It's time for a new type of way. Let's think about a monorail. So I'm going to build him on the ground. Need it one more. There we go. Now, once we get over to about here, that's where it gets fun. Monorails require launching points. Unfortunately, unless they're on the ground, they can't do a diagonal. So we're going to have to do some serious groundwork. It didn't work. There we go. There's our ramp up. Monorails also don't deal with tunnels, as you may notice. Now there's a question. Can I do my maglev? Oh yes, over the aerodrome building. Perfect. Okay, this is beginning to look a lot nicer. Now we want to be down at ground level by about here. So we need to dang it, I keep goofing that up. Want to do the ramp right here. Why is it not doing the ramp right? Monorail ramp. Keeps doing that, doesn't it? There we go. No. Wasn't looking for a monorail bridge. There we go. Okay, and then we can destroy this. This is where it gets to be tough. All right, so if we go up there, level there. That gets us all the way into there. And if we do a monorail ramp right there, that worked. We're back to a ground level monorail. Yeah, I know, those are oxymoron. Because we wanted to come into Ashstead. I'm liking this. I've got an idea. Oops, that's ramp. Don't want ramp. Nope, nope, don't want ramp. Want the bridge. To right about there. And we need too long of a ramp. Going through that same thing again. Monorails really don't want to come down to ground level. All right, let's try it this way. Nope. It really hates it. Bring the bridge right down to it and see if that helps us. Nope. Uh-oh. Well, it's been 30 minutes. I'm going to take stop the video. Chaos has begun. We're starting to lay them out a rail line. This is going to make things even harder because now we've got a bridge over those and all that. And don't ask me what episode we're on, because I forgot to check the cue card. Let's pull the cue card. I'll give you that before we take off. Max Chaos is on episode... oh my goodness. 35. I'm Kelly Jack. Have a better day than I'm having. Obviously, I'm not having a good one. I'm fighting the monorail.